Before we get started with the specific chord patterns in this course, I want to introduce you to two musical tendencies that I found kind of across the gamut. All the different patterns that we're going to look at are going to have some element of these tendencies. The first is groups of four. Music loves the number 4 and is often organized into groups of 4 chords, 4 lines, 4 phrases, 4 verses, 4 segments, whatever it is. Music loves the number 4, or perhaps some multiple of 4. We'll see 2s, we'll see 8s, 12s, 16s is the most that you'll see in this course. So the more you can look for groups of 4, you'll be off to a great start in identifying some of these patterns. For example, let's try just the simple children's song, London Bridge. Let me play it for you. I'm going to play it with F and C. Here we go. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Simple enough. Let's divvy it up a little bit into groups of 4 chords each. Let's just see what those first 4 chords bring us. London Bridge is falling down. Interesting. So we've got just one chord, 4 beats of one chord. We always love that. Notice, though, that the melody and the lyrics, they were also kind of done with a phrase there. London Bridge is falling down. Anytime I find myself taking a breath somewhere in the lyrics, that tells me that phrase is done and I'm getting ready for the next one. And this happens a lot, that those lyrics and melodies fit in nicely with a group of 4 beats or 4 chords, whatever it happens to be, as a first phrase. So once again, London Bridge is falling down. That's our first phrase. Next phrase sounds like this. Falling down, falling down. Again, 4 chords this time divided between 2 C's and 2 F's. And notice that the lyrics sort of went right along with us. Falling down, falling down. That little lyrical phrase repeats to create the next one. So all together we've got London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Now we can think of that as 2 phrases of 4 beats each, or we can think of it as one phrase, one line at this point, of 8 beats. Depends on what works for you, right? And we've got those lyrics and melody in there to help us remember when to change the chords. Second line sounds like this. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Some sounds quite familiar. Some sounds a little different. The beginning 4 beats, London Bridge is falling down, should sound very familiar because it's the same as the first phrase of the first line. So we don't have to put a whole lot of energy into memorizing that. We've already played it. The difference comes in the second phrase, my fair lady. Now, the end of the second line has the same chords as the end of the first line. 2 beats of C, 2 beats of F, right? What changes are the lyrics and the melody. My fair lady, to close out the song. But notice it doesn't mess with that first phrase. It sort of stays contained in the second phrase. So now we can think of this song as 4 different phrases. 2 of them are exactly the same at the beginning of each line, and then the endings are slightly different, though they're the same chords, just different lyrics and a different melody. So I'm going to play through it one more time. See if you can hear those groups of 4. See if you think of it more as groups of 4, 4 different phrases, or maybe you can think of it as 2 complete lines of 8 beats each. It all depends. What you want to do is just sort of zoom out a little bit and see what patterns you hear. Here I go. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. My hope is that it sounds a little different to you this time than it did the first time I played it. The point here again is we're zooming out a little bit. Rather than thinking of a song as a chord by chord by chord or word by word, we want to zoom out a little bit to think of it phrase by phrase, line by line, and eventually pattern by pattern.